Welcome to Monday Movie Madness on Superhero Brodowns with
Zach
and Caden.
Today I'm going to be talking about a few different
You're gonna be talking.
Yeah, I'm talking today. You remember that solo video you did a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
So guys, obviously Caden's not going to be in this video today, but instead I'm going to be doing my own video talking about a few different set photos from, some upcoming different Marvel films. One of which being Captain Marvel. And this movie looks very good from the set photos. Beforehand, I was never really, sketchy of this one just because I know who Captain Marvel is a little bit more than, the Guardians of the Galaxy or Ant-Man. So before those movies I was a little bit like, I don't know exactly what's going to be, with these movies. But with Captain Marvel, I have high hopes, and I'm assuming that they will be good. And so this is just one of the set photos right here of the Skrulls. And they are going to be the main villains with the next film. And, the Skrulls are a very interesting group of villains that, they're really cool. Their shape-shifting, abilities are just really interesting. And I'm really excited to be able to see what they do. Obviously, I think that they'll be a little bit greener after, the whole thing's done. They'll probably have these guys edited a little bit more. But they do look really good right now, and, I think they look really cool. Maybe they're washing up on Hawaii right there, and that's going to help, set up for Inhumans for, in the movies. Or maybe they're, somewhere that will eventually help set up for the, how maybe they're going to infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D., and so then they're in S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think that would be a really good theory right now. I've heard that going around, and, I think that'd be really cool to see them in S.H.I.E.L.D., and maybe that has some type of effect on Marvel now. Hopefully, someone isn't a Skrull. I would be really sad if they figured out Captain America was a Skrull or something. I really doubt it, but that would be insane. So, yeah. One of the other things that's really cool about this movie is that Samuel L. Jackson is in the film, and he is younger. Obviously, and he has both eyes. So he's going to be a younger S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and probably discuss some of this will probably go into depth about, how he lost his eye, and I think that'll be, a really interesting thing through this film, and I'm really excited to see what they do. I've heard there's also Phil Coulson's going to be in this movie, and as like a new rookie agent, and it's supposed to be really funny, and I'm really excited to see what they're doing. I've heard a lot of other things about how how he's supposed to be, how it's just going to be so interesting how they start up S.H.I.E.L.D., because the movie's based in the 90s, if you guys are unaware, and just to be able to talk about this all in a storyline that isn't necessarily her origin, because from what I've heard, it's not going to start out, from what I've heard, she already has her powers, so, that's going to be really interesting. We don't have to go through half the movie for an origin story. It'll be kind of similar to Spider-Man or Black Panther, which I'm really glad they're doing, so they're, they don't have to set up for 2 acts of the film, her getting her powers. Instead, they're just going to start it off right there, and she'll get a fight for the Kree army, and, that's going to be really interesting. Ronan's supposed to be in it as well, and maybe they'll build off a little bit more of him, and make his character a little bit better, which is, a really big plus, because I don't think we got the full Ronan feel in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, so, maybe this will finally bring everyone to be like, oh yeah, Ronan actually was a good villain. And, that would be a really great thing for Marvel to do, just to be able to come back from some of their mistakes, and just be kind of able to rewrite those mistakes. I think, that'd be a really smart thing to do. Here's some other set photos from the amazing Avengers 4. We don't know what it is yet. I saw some leaked pictures, and maybe some people think it's actually called Infinity Gauntlet, as they had already thought before, based off of the comic book. That'd be really cool, just, call back to the comic books that Infinity War was based off of. But I don't necessarily know if it'll be called that, just because, if they've been hiding it for this long. I hope that they have a really interesting, fun name that's, really amazing. But I've also heard some of the directors saying that they don't think they're going to be able to ever live up to the hype. So yeah, these are some different photos. This is obviously Steve Rogers and Scott Lang, and so, that's going to be interesting. I don't know what's going on here at all. I have no suggestions, but I just know it will be interesting. Captain America has his beard shaved. He's in more of an incognito outfit, and that should be really, really interesting to see what they do with that. The last photo is a pretty old photo of Captain America in his 2012 Avengers uniform with Scott Lang back in the Avengers battle in New York. And then we also have Tony Stark there in a S.H.I.E.L.D. uniform, I believe. And I'm really confused as to what's happening here. I've heard a lot of people suggest it's BARF, the augmented retro framing, binaurally augmented retro framing, or whatever it's called from Civil War, which, would be really cool. They're actually calling back to it, and they're actually making it useful other than just being able to set up a plot point for Civil War. They're also setting up a plot point for Avengers 4, which would be really cool. I don't know how they use it. Maybe they're going back in time, looking back then to see what's happening, or maybe they're using the time vortexes from Ant-Man, and they're using those to be able to go back in time and look at what's going on, and be able to see what's also, what's happening back then, and maybe they're going back in time to stop Thanos from coming, or, something along those lines. Whatever they do, though, it involves them looking back to 2012 for answers, which will be super interesting, because, I really think it, might as well end it where it began, and that's really interesting to me. Apparently, Captain America also has a CGI stick, and maybe that's Thor's hammer. That'd be really interesting to see. Maybe he actually wields Mjolnir in this, maybe this is an alternate reality, and, that'd be insanely interesting, insanely crazy to look at, and they could maybe use the multiverse there, and be able to set it up for future movies, be able to set it up for when Fox characters are finally merged over. Either way, man, these movies look really good. 2019 is going to be a good year for Marvel movies. 2019 is going to be a good year for movies in general. DC movies are looking all right for then, and I'm really excited to see what happens in 2019 with the different movies. And I'm really excited to see what Marvel holds for the future. They're all really interesting movies. There's things that need to be tied up for the upcoming Avengers movies. Be able to set up for future Avengers movies. Be able to set up for all these different things. And none of these set photos even included Spider-Man: Far From Home, which is going to be an insane movie. So I'm really excited for all these to be able to see what's happening, and I'm really excited. So with that note, I want to just say, make sure you guys check out all of our other videos. Make sure you go vote on the other ones for me, not for Caden, because he's a traitor. He did a video by himself. Nothing like I'm doing at all. So make sure you guys know that stuff. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe, like all these videos, and remember that we keep a schedule of Monday Movie Madness and Friday Night Fights. We'll see you next time, nerd folk. Goodbye.
What? Where am I?
You're at this. I'm filming a video.
Oh. Well, get out of your way then.